Good morning, students, and I hope you. Good morning, students. I hope you all are doing great. So here I start this chapter. So let me go ahead and teach you. So last time I told you that. There was a fragmentation, and Italy was divided into seven states, and the Austrian Habsburg Empire. And there was a king from Bourbon of Spain. Then, after everything I have explained, and it's very easy here. Now, today I am going. I will go ahead and I will start teaching you this. And I told you that there was one person. His name was Giuseppe Maggiani, and he was regarded as one of the best, best freedom fighter or best social reformer in Italy, and he did many things in Italy. And he tried to unify all the republics and all the places which was once of Italy. And moreover, he also founded one society which was called as Young India. And from 1831 to 1838, he was very much active in Italy. And what happened was, finally, Italy came under King Victor Emmanuel II, and he unified Italy. And this was a quick revision of it. Now we will start another topic. Now let's start the chapter. The chief minister Cavour, 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 who led the movement. Oh my God, Okay, Chief Minister Cavour, who led the movement. Okay, wait. Let me go ahead and let me get this. Okay, highlighter. Okay, here comes the highlight. Okay, the chief minister Cavour, who led the movement to unify the regions of Italy, was neither a revolutionary nor a Democrat. That means what happens is, this was such type of person. He was not a Democrat. That means he did not want democracy, nor he wanted a revolutionary. Now what he was. So I'm not talking about Germany, but here I'm talking about Italy. Don't get confused. Okay, in Italy, in Germany, what happened was, this the king of Serbia, he came and he became the king, and there was one person and whose name I have already told you, and he became the prime minister there. Okay, let me revise it. See, in German state, there was one person who was the prime minister of Prussian prime minister. His name was Otto von Bismarck, and in the palace of Versailles, they proclaimed Kaiser William I of Prussia as the emperor of Germany. Now we are not studying about Germany. Please don't get confused. We are studying about Italy, and Italy is totally different. And I told you that in Italy, what happened was, Italy was fragmented. It was divided into many places, or in many states, or in many parts, and they were divided into seven states. And the middle part was ruled by the Pope. The upper part was used by Austrian Habsburg, and the lower part of Italy was ruled by the Bourbon kings of Spain. I told you this. In Italy also, there was one social reformer. He was Giuseppe Maggiani, and he worked from 1830s to 1830s, which is 1830 to 1848, and he tried to unify the country, which was in Italy. He also formed one political party, and the name of that political party is Young India. Okay, and under his leadership, King Victor Emmanuel II, he united Italy, and all the Italy got together. Okay, so now next. So, who was this person? This Chief Minister Cavour, Cavour, Cavour. He was the Chief Minister of Italy, not Germany. Okay, who led the movement and unified the regions of Italy, and he was neither a revolutionary nor a Democrat. Like many other wealthy and educated members of Italian elite, I told you what is Italian elite. That means the good and influential people in Italy, and in any place they are called as elite. He spoke French much better than the Italian. Now here lies a key concept, and that concept is, why did he speak French but not Italian? Though he was Italian, Italian chief minister, but why did he speak why did he speak French but not the Italian? But please remember that during that point of time, speaking French or French language was the language of nobles. Please don't forget that. Okay, so through a tactful diplomatic alliance with the France, engineered by Covert, I want to underline this, engineered by Covert, Sardina Piedmont succeeded in defeating the Austrian forces in 1859. Apart from the regular troops, a large number of armed volunteers under the leadership of Giuseppe Ballardi Garibaldi, Garibaldi joined in fray. In 1860, they marched with the South Italy and the kingdom of two Sicilies, and were succeeded in winning the support of the local peasant in order to drive out the Spanish ruler. In 1861, Emmanuel Victor III was proclaimed as the king of United Italy. Now, United Italy. So here from this portion, it's quite tricky. So let me treat you till here. First, I will explain you till here. So what happened was, there was one person in Italy, and he was the prime minister of Italy, chief minister of Italy. His name was Cover. Okay, and he was neither a Democrat nor a Republic. Okay, or nor a revolutionary. But what happened was, he was a person who was very much diplomat, and he tried to unite Italy. Okay, and he used to speak French language more than the Italian language. Get my point? Now, he engineered, or he planned one thing, and which was alliance with the French. Alliance with the French means they wanted to be united with the France, and what happened was, they waged war against Austria. And in 1859, Austria was tapped, or Austria was captured by Italy. In the meantime, there was Giuseppe Baraldi. He also came and joined the fray. That means he also came and joined in the party of this chief minister to unite Italy. Okay, and I told you that in Italy was fragmented in the first half. I have told you that Italy was fragmented. Here, Italy was fragmented, and it was divided into 7 states. But now, what these people they are doing is, they are trying to unite Italy, and they are trying to unite Italy, by which the Italy can be together again. So, and finally in 1860, they marched to South Italy. See, I told you South Italy was ruled by one of the Bourbon kings. Okay, so let me show you that. So see, South Italy was ruled by one of the Bourbon kings of Spain. Okay, so they also had a victory over him, and finally, what happened was they united Italy in 1861, and Victor Emmanuel II was proclaimed as the king of Italy. Always remember that. Now, in Italy, new king came in 1861. His name was Victor Emmanuel II, or Victor Emmanuel II, in Italy. Okay, now, I hope you understood this particular portion. Now I'm going to the second half. Now, it's quite tricky. Please try to understand it properly. Okay, please listen to this voice recording properly, because it's quite tricky. However, much of the Italian population, among whom the rates of illiteracy was very high. That means these people, the Italian people, they were very much illiterate at that time, remained blissfully unaware about liberal national ideology. So these people, they became very happy. Why did they become happy? Because they were united again by one of the king. Now, rather than getting their freedom, these people, they very much appreciated their unification. Now, these people they were uneducated, and they remained blissfully. The word blissfully means peacefully there. Okay, and they were unaware about the liberal national ideology. That means they were unaware about the concept of the new king. Okay, the peasant masses who had got support from Garibaldi in the southern Italy had never heard Italia, and they believe it to be La Talia was Victor Emmanuel's wife. So La Talia and Italia are two different things. See, Italia, when you say Italia, at that time, what does this word Italia means? Is Italia and La Talia, Talia, Talia are two different things. Okay, and they used to think this La Talia as the seer. Actually, La Talia is the name, is a name of Victor Emmanuel's wife. See, I told you here the Victor Emmanuel two or second was the king and became the king of Italy. Now what is this? La Talia was the queen or was the wife of Victor Emmanuel III. Okay, she was the wife of Victor Emmanuel III. Okay, now wife, W-I-F-E. She was the wife of Victor Emmanuel III. But Victor Emanuele. Now, the Italy at the end, it said that many people in southern Italy were not much known that Italia and believe La Talia was the Emmanuel's wife. So La Talia means Italia means actually it was the name of the country, and La Talia was the wife of kings. Was Emmanuel's believed that La Talia was the Emmanuel Victor's wife. Okay, now next. They believe that. Okay, now strange case of Britain. Now we will forget here about. Please now forget about this Italy. See again. I want to recapitulate it. See the Italy unification of Italy. When this Italy was there, when Italy was ununited. Okay, ununited, and what happened was there was one person. His name was. And Italy was divided into how many states? See, Italy was fragmented and Italy was divided into 7 states. Okay, and it was ruled by Italian princes in the north, Austrian Habsburg Empire in the south, and many more things happened. So what happened was finally Italy started becoming united, or Italy became united. Then what happened was there was one person who came. His name was Giuseppe, and he was a person who tried to Giuseppe Maggiani. He was a person who tried to capture unite Italy, and he formed one party which was called as Young Italy. And in 1831 to 1848 he actively worked in order to unify Italy. And Emmanuel Victor II was regarded or was proclaimed as the king of Italy. When he was proclaimed, because he had one prime minister, his name was the chief minister, his name was Cavour, and he made one plan, and they came in alliance or friendship with France. And finally what happened was they fought against Austria, and they occupied many of the countries, and finally in 1860 they ended the war. And in 1861 in 1861 Emmanuel Victor III was proclaimed as the king of Italy. And most of the people in Italy, they were uneducated at that time. The people, they get confused with La Talia and Italia. Italia was the name of a country, and La Talia was the wife of Emmanuel Victor II. Okay, that's all. Now we are not going to study about Italy. We are going to study about Britain. See, when you say Britain, see, Britain, and this Britain comes from there a new company which we like the most. One of the company also comes from there, and that is Britannia. Okay, so Britain was once called as Britannia also in the history. Okay, now we will study about Britain. And Britain, the concept of Britain and the concept of or the history of Britain was totally different. Why? Because this Great Britain and England, they are united, and they became united. And finally what happened was these people, they formed one big country which was called as Great Britain. Now please listen this. The model of nation, or the nation state, some scholars have argued is a Great Britain. And some of the people, they think that Great Britain has got nation state where their language is same and their culture is common. In Britain, the formation of the nation state was not the result of sudden upheaval of revolution. It was the result of long drawn out process. But in Britain also it took a long process. There was no British nation prior to the 18th century. So prior means before 18th century there was no British nation. Okay, the primary identities of the people were inhabited the British Isles were ethnic ones. British Isles. Now, what is this British Isles? See, the British, in British, what happens is it is a unification of English, number one. Till yet also it is a unification of English, Welsh. They live in Wales. Okay, Scott. They live in Scotland, and Irish, and they live in Ireland. But now, see, Great Britain, it is called as United Kingdom. Why it is called as United Kingdom? Because in Britain there are one, two, three, four different kingdoms. They get united and they form one kingdom, and so they are called as United Kingdom. Okay, so now next question is, see, now please students, let me tell you that English, most of the people used to stay in England, and the capital of England is London, these people are called as English. Wales means, Prince of Wales is also there. When Prince of Wales visited India at that time, whole Jaipur was painted in pink color, so Jaipur is called as Pink City. Okay, so it's called Welsh. Okay, then after Scott, which is from Scotland, and Irish, and this is called as Irish is called as Ireland. Ireland, the people of Ireland is called as Irish. In Ireland also there are two types. There are two islands in Ireland. There are two islands. One is Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland. Okay, and Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland, Northern and Southern Ireland are two different countries. Okay, so but right now, from United Nation, from European Union, this Great Britain is out of European Union. So this is a different matter. If you want to ask something at that time, you can ask. Okay, so all of these ethnic groups had their own cultural and political tradition. This English people, they had got their own, this culture and tradition. Welsh people, they have got their own. Scott people, they have got their own, and Irish people, they have got their own culture and tradition. But the English nation steadily grew in wealth, importance, and power, and it was able to extend its influence over the nation of the islands. So what is happening here is, during this period, what did they started doing was, this English people, they became so much wise, so much talented, and so much wealthier. They started colonizing other countries too, and one of it is India also, and you all know it very well. The English Parliament, which had seized means removed or taken away power from the monarchy in 1688, at the end of protected conflict, was the instrument that which a nation state with England at its center came to be forged. So what happened was, see, now, listen it carefully. See, Britain, United Kingdom or UK, is made up of different kingdoms, which is England, Wales, Scotland, and Ireland. Okay, so these people, they have got their own culture, own language, and own religion also. Okay, so what happened was, in the year 1688, the Parliament of England, they took the power of the monarch. That means they got the freedom, and what happened was, they forged. Forged means they joined together all these countries and kingdoms, and they became united. The act of now the act of union of 1707, okay, between England and Scotland, that resulted in the formation of United Kingdom of Great Britain. Okay, please remember this. See, the act of which year? The act of 1707. It was between which two countries? England and Scotland. They formed Union Kingdom or United Kingdom of Great Britain. Meant in effect that England was able to impose the influence on Scotland, influence on Scotland. Okay, and they had the influence on Scotland, which was a different nation at that time. The British Parliament was henceforth dominated by its English member. The growth of British identity meant that the Scotland's distinctive culture and political instruction were systematically suppressed. Okay, the Catholic clans, I just want to underline this, inhabited the Scottish Highlanders suffered terrible repression when they attempted to assert the independence. The Scottish Highlanders were forbidden to speak their Gaelic language or wearing their national dresses, and large number were forcibly driven out of their homeland. Okay, so what happened is, see here, now when this English people, they became very much wealthier and powerful, and they started, they started attacking other countries and making colonies. So in 1688, the power and the position of king was ripped off by the people, and they forced England. Forced means they united England with other countries. In 1707, the England, annexed, or England and Scotland got joined together, and they came to be known as United Kingdom. And then after, when they became united, at that time, what they started doing was, they started annexing this Scotlands, and these Scotlands, they are called as Highlanders. What do you mean by Highlanders? Highlanders means Scotland is not a valley, but it is quite, you can find a foothills in Scotland, so these people are called as Highlanders. Why Highlanders? Because these people, they live in highlands. Okay, so, and these people, they suffered various suppression from which country? England. And finally, and these people, they were not allowed to speak their own language, which was Gaelic. Okay, yeah, they used to speak Gaelic language in which place? In Scotland, but not in England. Okay, and they were denied and they were restricted to wear their own traditional costumes also. Okay, now next, this is of Scotland. Now Ireland. Ireland suffered the similar fate. It was the country deeply divided into Catholics and Protestants. See, the Catholics and Protestants are the two branches of Christians, and some of them, they are Catholics, and some of them, they are Protestants. In Ireland also, there till now there is a conflict between the Catholics and the Protestants. The English helped the Protestants of Ireland. So what happened was, the English, they uh, uh, helped the people of Protestants to establish the dominance over Catholic country, because the Catholic country was Catholic places in Ireland was more. Catholic revolted against the British dominance over suppression after a failed revolt led by the Wolfeton Wolfeton and his United Irishmen in 1798. Ireland was forcibly incorporated into the United Kingdom. Okay, United Kingdom in 1800, United Kingdom in 1801. Okay, a new British nation was forged through the propagation of domination English culture. So they dominated this. Uh, they dominated what? This English culture there, and the symbol of New Britain and the flag called Union Jack. Till yet, the flag of this Britain is called as Union Jack. Okay, then after, the national anthem is "Save Our God, Save Our Noble King." And the English language were actively promoted, and the older nations survived only as subordinate partner in the Union. So let me explain you first this. See, first the England tried to capture Scotland. Okay, and they named themselves as United Kingdom. Okay, fine. Now they are trying to capture another country, which was Ireland. Okay, in Ireland there was two group of people. One was Catholics and Protestants, who both of them, they were the Christians. Okay, and British, they went and helped whom? Protestants. Why? Because they wanted to capture Catholics. Okay, so there was one leader who led the revolt, and his name was Wolfton, and he wanted to unite Irish man, because the Britishers, they wanted to capture Ireland. Okay, so And finally, in 1798, Ireland was finally incorporated, or finally taken by whom? United Kingdom. Okay, okay. And I'm so sorry, I just want to revise it. See, in Wolfton, he tried to unite the Irishmen in 1798. Why? Because British, they also played divide and rule policy there, and they divided Protestants and Catholics of Ireland in 1798. And finally, Ireland was forcefully taken by United Kingdom in which year? 1801. And a new British kingdom was formed. And what happened was, the British, these people, they made English as their common language, and they had to accept the English culture also. So they removed their culture, and finally they made a flag which is called as Union Jack. Okay, see, the flag of India is called as Triranga. Okay, the flag of Brazil is called as Nishoki. Okay, the flag of America is called as Stripes and Stars, and the flag of United Kingdom is called as Union Jack. So every flag has got name, and finally their anthem became "God Save Our Noble." Okay, King. So before I end this, I just want to revise it. Okay, once again, number one. Number one, see, uh, how Italy got united. Italy was fragmented into how many places? Seven states. And what happened was, they were ruled by the different people, and there was one person whose name was Giuseppe Mazzani. He became the leader, and he tried to unite the Italy. And he also formed one youth party which was called as Young Italy. And in 1830, he was active till 1831 to 1848. Okay, Emmanuel Victor II became the king of Italy, and they united Italy. And how Italy became united? Because there was one minister, his name was Cavour. He was neither a Democrat nor a revolutionary, and he used to speak French better than the Italy. Why? Because the French was the language of nobles. And finally, what happened was, finally they had many war, and finally Italy got united. And finally the people of Italy was not educated. They used to think that La Talia was the wife of Emmanuel Victor III, and Italy was the name of the king, so they used to mismatch this. Next, now we studied about Britain. In Britain, what happened was, the Great Britain, it is the mixture of Wales, Scotland, and Ireland, and they are called as United Kingdom. First, the Britain was it was only one country, which was England. So they seized the power of a monarch in 1688, and they forged and became one country, which is called as England. The Act of Union of 1707. What happened was, Britain, or England captured Scotland, and they named themselves as United Kingdom or Great Britain in 1707. And so what happened was, they captured Scotland, and the people of Scotland, they used to speak one language, which was Gaelic. And these people, they were not allowed to speak Gaelic, but rather they had to speak English. And then their national dress was also denied to wear. They were denied to wear their national dresses. And apart from that, they suffered from they also captured Ireland. Okay, then in Ireland there were two groups of people. One was Catholics and the Protestants, and British supported Protestants to hold or grip Catholics. Okay, and there was one a person whose name was Wolfton. He was an Irishman who tried to unite Ireland, and finally they incorporated this Ireland in 1801. And Ireland, they had to accept the British culture and British language. And finally, they made a flag which is called as Union Jack, and the national anthem is "God Save Our Nobles." Thank you very much, and this much for today. And again, I'm going to share your video. Please go ahead and watch the video. Okay, thank you.